So, Bitcoin's price today, Tuesday, February 17th. Wow, it is a total nail biter, isn't it? Let's break down exactly what's happening and figure out where we could be heading by the time the day is over. Look, I get it. I know that feeling. You probably opened up your phone first thing this morning, saw all that red, and just felt your stomach clench. It's that awful little moment of doubt where you start asking yourself, oh man, what am I doing? You are definitely not the only one feeling that way today.
Yeah, it feels like the market is just completely stuck in quicksand, right? Every little pump gets smacked right back down, and that huge $70,000 level feels like a million miles away. So the big question on everyone's mind is, are we just building a base here before we launch, or is this the beginning of something worse? That's the part that drives you crazy.
Okay, so let's just cut through all the noise, all the panic. We're going to break down exactly what's going on today. And I'm going to give you the one number, the single price level that's going to be the decider. It's the line in the sand between a bearish close and a bullish one for today. All right, let's do this. Let's pull the emotion out for a second and just look at the hard numbers. This is the raw data that's really driving the market right now, today. Okay, so as I'm recording this, Bitcoin is sitting at $67,453. We are well below that psychological $70,000 mark, and it honestly feels like we've been stuck here forever, just grinding sideways and wearing everyone out. And this is a really crucial piece of data. The fear and greed index is parked at a measly 10. That's not just fear, my friends. That is extreme fear. The sentiment out there is about as bad as it gets. So you're probably wondering, what does a score of 10 actually mean? Well, it means the market is at peak pessimism. It suggests that pretty much everyone who was going to get scared and sell has already thrown in the towel. Now, historically, that can be a huge sign that a reversal is coming. But is it enough this time? We'll see. Okay, so let's jump over to the charts because this is where you can literally see the fight playing out. The battle lines for today have been drawn very, very clearly. You know, when we look at today, it really boils down to two main scenarios. It all comes down to these two critical levels we're about to talk about. All right, for the bears, their game plan is super simple. If they can shove the price below that huge support level at $65,000, there's really not a lot of support underneath. That could mean a fast trip down to test the big round $60,000 number. A daily close below $65,000 would be a major win for them. Now, for the bulls, look, they've got their work cut out for them, but their mission is clear. Job number one, they must defend $65,000 at all costs. But just playing defense isn't going to cut it. To get any momentum back, they have got to smash through that giant wall of resistance up at $72,000. And here's another number you got to know. The Relative Strength Index, the RSI, is down around 29. Now, for those of you who don't know, anything under 30 is considered deeply oversold. Think of it like an elastic band that's been stretched way, way too far. It doesn't mean it has to snap back right away, but it tells you that the downward pressure is getting exhausted. Okay, so we've got the what from the charts, but the big question is why, right? Why is the price just stuck like this? What's going on behind the scenes today? Well, there are a few things putting the squeeze on Bitcoin today. Buying volume is looking pretty thin, and there's a huge $2.5 billion in options expiring, which always stirs things up. But I think the biggest story is about who's not buying right now. And that right there brings us to this quote, which honestly just nails it. Institutions don't typically catch falling knives. The big money, the hedge funds, the corporations, they aren't going to dive headfirst into a shaky market. They want to see things calm down first. And this is the heart of the problem, right? It's a total stalemate. The institutions are just sitting on the sidelines with their cash, waiting for a clear sign of strength. But without their buying power, the retail market, that's you and me, just doesn't have enough juice to punch through that $72,000 ceiling. It's the ultimate chicken and egg situation. All right, this is it. This brings us back to that big promise I made you at the start of this whole thing. What is the one number that's going to define today's session? So, we've looked at everything. The gut-wrenching fear, the oversold charts, the fact that the big money is waiting it out. When you boil it all down, the entire story for today, February 17th, comes down to one single make-or-break number. The one number, the only number that truly matters for the rest of today is $65,000. This is the floor. This is the last line of defense for the bulls. How the price acts right here is going to tell us everything we need to know. So what does this mean for you? How do you watch this play out? It's pretty simple. If you see Bitcoin come down to $65,000 and then bounce hard off of it, that's your sign that buyers are stepping up. But if it breaks below $65,000 and starts trading there for a while, that's a huge red flag that the bears have taken control for the day. And of course, I have to say this. This is not financial advice. This is just my honest take on the charts and the data as I see it today. You have to make your own decisions. Okay, before we wrap up, let's just hammer home the 3 things you need to remember from today's breakdown. Number 1, the market is terrified, which could actually be a good thing. Number 2, it's a cage match between $65,000 support and $72,000 resistance. And number 3, $65,000 is the number to watch. It's that simple. Look, no matter what happens by the end of the day, this story is far from over. I'll be right back here tomorrow to break down all the action and tell you what we should be looking for next. So make sure you tune in for that. Okay, now it's your turn. I've given you my take, but I really want to know what you think. Do the bulls hold the line at $65,000, or are we going down? Drop your price prediction for the close today in the comments. I read all of them. Let's see who gets it right.